If you have a business and you feel trapped inside of it, you are not alone. We start our businesses because we want a certain type of life. We want more time for our family. We want to be able to travel, to have a more comfortable life, more experiences, and money to afford everything. But what often happens is that we go from working for someone else to working for our business. The only difference is that we have just changed bosses, but we still have a boss. Well, yeah, when we have our business, we have more control over our time, but we spend most of it working for money, and that's a trap. But then what's even worse is that this is the image that we've all been fed. This is what having a business should be like. Work hard, put long hours. But what's even worse is that most people will end up with this same mindset about business until the moment their government allows them to retire. And then you're left like, okay, but where is all my free time, all these experiences that I was going to live? I use all my time for my business. Okay, let me share the story of my dad. I promise you it's related. He had a brick and mortar business since the moment I was born. And what is the image that I remember of him when I was a child? I remember him night after night. The whole family will go sit down in front of the TV to watch a TV series or something, but he was not really paying attention to the TV. He had a lot of different Google Sheet or Excel sheets back then printed, and he was with his calculator doing some whatever he was doing. He was working. He was not paying attention to what the family was doing. And this was not just on the weekdays, on the weekends as well. Yes, he was able to provide us with a very comfortable life, but he has worked his ass off every single day. And even if some may see this as a sign of manhood or something to respect, honestly, this is not what I want for my business. But now let me continue with the story. Like a couple of years ago, he had a very bad COVID experience. He was in the hospital in the limits of death. But then he recovered, and when he came back home, he told me one sentence that has stuck with me ever since. He told me, "Danny, I have realized I have worked too much and that it hasn't been worth it. Work is not that important. Life and people is." Boom. He's 66 now, and it's taking his whole life to understand this. But you may be thinking, well, but you still need money to live, right? And you need to work for that money. Well, yes, but there are many ways to get that money. Some of them is working your ass off until you are 66 to then realize that you've made a mistake. What if just starting a business is not the only way to be financially free? What if starting a business is just the first step towards that objective? A step in the right direction, but a first step nonetheless. Okay, let me show you something. Here we have a pyramid. This pyramid represents all the different steps that we need to take in order to have our financial freedom. Why do I say financial freedom? Because whenever we have freedom from the finances, then we are already choosing to work. We don't need to work. And therefore, we can have the life that we want. So the very first step is unemployed. This means you don't have a job, you don't have income, you don't have money. Basically, you're in the shit. There is nothing else I can explain about this step. The next step above that is employed. This is when you have a job, you are working for someone, you have a fixed salary, but just staying in that step will mean that you're gonna be a slave for your whole life, because with that money, you will never be able to retire early. But you're living an okay life. The next step is self-employed. So you may have understood that by being employed, you're never gonna be able to have anything bigger. So you decide to go your own way. This is a very good step and probably the most scary in this pyramid. In this situation, you no longer report to a boss, you report to your clients. I mean, you have changed bosses, you are owner of your own time, but still you have a boss, and still you are not free. In this step, your income may vary from month to month. You may be earning more than you were earning previously in your employed past, but still you are potentially be trading your time for money. Now, the next step on top of it is being a business owner. Now you have some people helping you with the business, helping you grow it, doing the things that you don't want to do anymore. Probably your income has also increased, but so have your costs. I mean, I just hope that your margins are healthy, but still you are devoting most of your time to work. This is where my dad was stuck. The business needs you to run. Without you, the money doesn't come. Maybe I'm gonna be a little strong. It is a jail, but a little bit bigger. Probably you're able to already afford the lifestyle that you want, but you don't have the time to really do it. Are you able to take 3 months off to travel in Southeast Asia? Probably no, because in those 3 months, your business will not provide any income. And probably the opportunity cost is too expensive to pay in order to take that vacation. So what is the next step? A systemized business. Being a systemized business owner. It is still a business, but the difference is every system in the business, every process is documented and standardized, which means we always do things the same way. And why is this important? It's such a tiny difference. Well, it's tiny difference, but we have gone from having a people-dependent business to having a systems-dependent business. We know that people are flaky, and even our objective will be to remove ourselves from the business, partially or totally, so the business doesn't depend on us. So what is the business going to depend on? These are systems. Why whenever you go to a McDonald's, every time in every McDonald's that you go, the hamburger tastes the same? Because they have a very good system. So in this kind of business, everything follows a system. Most processes are automated. And whenever a new person comes into the system, he will just have to read the documentation and knows how to do his or her job. The things that you're gonna do as a business owner are gonna be written or automated, so others can also do it. That business, your business, is gonna be more profitable because everything is efficient, and you're gonna have more free time because you no longer need to be inside of the business controlling everything. And then finally, when you have grown that business, you go to the next stage, which is the investor, or what I want to call freedom. What do I mean by this? This is the point in which the return that you get from your investments are able to cover the lifestyle that you want. And now, don't think that I'm here advocating for going to the beach and drink caipirinhas, because I don't know, nobody wants that forever. You may still work, but it's not gonna be out of necessity. You're just gonna work on the things that you want and that you enjoy. There's a very big difference there. But look how important it is to have the right mindset, because as I said before, my dad was stuck in that business owner stage his whole life because he believed that that was the deal. That was the thing to do. That was the only option. And the reason why I want to show you this is so you don't make the same mistake. So you also believe that there is something more, that there are a next step towards that freedom that you wanted when you started your business. So the way to go from business owner to systemized business owner and then to freedom is by defining processes, writing SOPs, standard operating procedures, having the right people structure, the right system to hire, the right systems to fire, having the right people in the right seats, and having a central system to manage everything. I know that this is easier said than done, but believe me, it is possible. I hope this video was the fire in the belly that you needed to believe that you can grow and that you can have that freedom that you wanted, and that you start seeing processes and automations and all of that I talk a lot in this channel as something necessary and not only as a nice to have, because really that freedom resides there. I'm gonna leave you now with a playlist with the videos that I have created for businesses that you can watch right away. That is gonna give you the practical examples on how to really do all of this. So that is it for today, and as always, hasta la próxima.